friends. Welcome and thank you for joining me. My name is Amber Kleid. I'm with Kaleidoscope Yoga, and I hope after today's practice, which I am so honored that you've decided to join me in, you feel refreshed and ready to conquer whatever it is you have on your to-do list. So I'd love for you to go ahead and find a comfortable seat, whatever that means to you. I'm sitting up on a block. I like to do that because it helps my legs relax a little bit more, and I can find a little bit more length in my spine. Plus, my pelvis kind of can rock forward and I get a nice little arc in my lumbar spine as well, keeping that back healthy. So once you find this place of comfort, your easy pose, keeping in mind your legs do not have to be crossed, especially if you have troubles in your knees. Remember to listen to your body. I'd love it if you just found that length in the spine as if someone was pulling a little string from the crown of the head, and then really sink down into your tailbone. Whatever it is that you're sitting on, really just allow your weight to rest on it. Releasing any tension in the legs, in the shoulders. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, breathing in lots of wonderful, maybe white energy, beautiful light. Releasing any gray matter that might be stored up in the body, anything that's making you feel tense. Again, inhale. Let it go. Good. Take a few more if you need to, by all means. I am a huge advocate for lots and lots of breathing. So if you need a few, take those. And then I'll ask that if it feels comfortable to close your eyes. And if it's not comfortable to you to close your eyes, you can just take your gaze to the ground. And just let your eyelashes kind of flit closer together so that you see shadows around you rather than shapes. And really just welcome yourself into your space today. You took this time out for yourself with so much gratitude for a little bit of self-care. Man, it can go a long way. And I'm so thankful that you're here. I'd like to start our practice off today by reading you an excerpt from Meditations from the Mat. It's a really wonderful book by Ralph Gates and Katrina Kennison. I highly recommend it. So it gives like little daily antidotes. And I'm going to read one from day 314. When you relinquish, then you expand. By Zen Master Dennis Genpo Merzel. In asana and meditation practice, we have the opportunity to cultivate a sustained attention that we will be able to bring into our everyday lives. This is all well and good, but first we have to develop that sustained attention on the mat or on our cushion. How is this accomplished? What do we have to do? The first step is always the same. We have to show up. We put the mat down, we place our feet upon it, we set a timer, and then we sit our butts on the cushion. The second step is even simpler. We let go. I love that because when we come to our mats, for the most part, we want to find this sense of ease, this sense of tuning out the rest of the world. And the miraculous thing about being able to do that is when we can find peace inside ourselves and peace on our little rectangular mat, we can eventually, after we do it enough, we find that when we step off of our mat, we find that same peace. Even in situations that can drive us crazy each and every day, we can still find that peace. And it's so important to just show up. Even if you have 10 minutes, just show up for yourself and for your loved ones. So again, just find that sense of gratitude for yourself, for being here right at this moment. Now, if you'd like to set an intention for your practice today, I invite you to do so now. You can bring hands to heart space, or you can rest your hands, palms up on your thighs, whatever feels best to you. Setting an intention, whether it is just to ground today, whether it is to feel at peace while you're on your mat, erasing any negative thoughts, maybe releasing any thoughts that you have to fill a certain shape or feel a certain way, or anything that you'd like. Wonderful. So let's take a big breath, fingertips to the sky, palms to touch. Turn those palms out. Exhale the arms down. We're using the full extension of the breath. So until you expel all that breath, those fingertips don't touch the ground. Then we turn those palms up and we begin to inhale. Fully bringing in all the prana that we can into our bodies. And we don't stop until our palms are together. And then turn those palms out and we begin to release that exhale. Oh, the relief of the release. Let's do this 3 more times. Pulling that belly button into the spine. I don't know if you can believe it, but I've already lost track of counting. I was so engrossed in my breath. I'm going to do one more. If you feel like doing one more, do it. So good. Resting the fingertips down by your side. Let's take another deep inhale, and we're going to bring those shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, roll them back. Good. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, bring them up. And exhale, roll them back and down. 1 more time. Inhale up. And exhale, down. Very good. Let's go ahead and switch our feet. Just in case our legs might be feeling a little bit tired. Just going to kind of flip them around. Left hand down to the ground. Bring that right hand up to the sky. Big inhale up. As we exhale, we're going to float that right hand towards your fingertips. Breathe it out. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, float it down. We're going to do the same on the left side. Inhale, fingertips high. Exhale, float left fingertips towards your right. Don't have to touch. Inhale, bring it up. Full range of motion here. Exhale, float it down. Let's do that again on the right. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. We're finding some motion through the spine, opening up through the side body. Breathe it in. And exhale, down. Also working into the shoulders. Inhale, left side up. And exhale. And incorporating a gentle twist. Inhale up. Exhale down. We're going to do 1 more on each side. Breathe in the right hand up. And let it go on the exhale, reaching towards the left fingertips. Inhale, breathe it up. And exhale, float it down. Inhale, left hand to the sky. And exhale, float it down. Inhale up, last time. And exhale, down. Nice. Let's go ahead and pop off of the block or the blanket if you're sitting on one. And we're going to go ahead and come into our tabletop position. So we're going to keep our hands underneath our shoulders. We've got our knees underneath our hips. Toes are directly behind our knees. And remember, we're building a solid foundation here. So fingertips are spread out nice and wide. And go ahead and give a little external rotation in the shoulders so your elbow pits are facing forward. And then we are going to drop the chest down and bring it back up and round. Dropping the chest down and bring it back up. So you might inhale on the way down. This is kind of like cat-cow, but we're not using our belly here. It's through the shoulders. Exhale as you come up, dropping the chest down, and exhale as you round up. Let's do it one more time. Dropping the chest down, and then this time as we come up, we're going to really round, and we're going to hang here for just a moment. So find that nice roundness in the back, and you're going to relax your neck. And if it feels good, let's find a little bit of movement in the neck as we find this stretch through the shoulders and the upper back. Little yes or no, little side to side, maybe a circle. You decide what feels good. Good. And then let's drop into our cow. Nice deep inhale, stretching the front of that body. Your gaze moves forward, tailbone shifts up. And then exhale. Now we round through the spine, dropping the tailbone, relaxing the head, pressing through the palms of the hands, finding power in the arms. And then inhale back down. And exhale, find that roundedness in the back. And then last time, dropping the belly down, rounding up. Good. And round it down. Awesome. Come into your tabletop position. So we're going to do thread the needle. But we're going to take a nice deep breath in. So let's go ahead and we're going to start with the left arm. We're going to open the left arm up to the sky. Finding a nice little stretch through the side body, gentle twist. And then we're going to exhale and we're going to float left hand underneath. Now we're not going to come down, but we're just going to stretch that hand, reach towards the right side of the room, and then inhale, drop back up. So we're using our core, not our arm, to lift us. Exhale back through. And last time, inhale, bring it up. And exhale, just float that left hand down. Inhale, right hand to the sky. And exhale, float it through. Reach to the left side of the room. Inhale, bring it up without sweeping the arm. We're just using the core. Exhale, bring it through. You got it. One more time. Inhale, big breath up. And exhale, float the hand down. So good. Relax the hands out in front of you. We're going to stretch it down. We're going to find our puppy pose. So our hips are going to stay lifted. Our chest is going to move towards the ground. If you can rest your head on the mat, or you can place a block underneath your forehead. Take a couple of breaths here, feeling that stretch in the spine, through the hips and the back. Your sits bones could be spreading. We're kind of pressing into the knees a little bit here too. And then from here, we're going to finish out that thread the needle. So take your right hand and we're going to draw the arm underneath. Your right arm is going to be underneath your left. And you want to find a position where your neck is not crunched. If you need to, you can take a block and rest your head on top of the block. And if you would like to try, you can kind of rock that left shoulder back a little bit, pressing into the knees, pressing into your left hand so we become super active here. Maybe even hugging a little bit into that low belly and then pressing softly into that right shoulder.
So all of a sudden, we're not just leaning on that shoulder, but we're finding activity through the whole body. And maybe gaining a little bit more stretch down the low back. One more breath here. And then bring that left hand in, lift yourself up, stretch that right hand out, and we're going to come and do it on the other side. So left hand's going to stretch under, adjusting accordingly. Like I said, our neck should not feel crunched, and our shoulders shouldn't feel crunched either. So if you need extra space, please use your blocks. And then if you'd like, you can take that right shoulder. Ooh, I am tight on this side. Take that right shoulder and lift it up and back just a little bit. Press into the right hand. Press into the knees. Active, active, active. And maybe even press just a little bit more into that left shoulder. If you're tight, you're going to feel it all the way down from the shoulder to the hip, maybe even down to the back of the knee. Two more breaths here. Good. Bring that right hand towards your nose. Press yourself up. So good. Find your tabletop position again and engage in a little bit of organic movement here. A little side to side, maybe rounding, big circles. Do whatever feels really good in your body. Nice. All right. So here we go. We're going to draw hands down to the earth. Bring them forward on the mat a little bit. We're going to turn our toes under, and let's go ahead and find our downward facing dog. So pressing into the palms of the hands, we're gripping with the fingertips. We have an external rotation in our shoulders, so it's almost like the inner part of our biceps is trying to kind of kiss our nose. Hug in that belly. When you hug in that belly, you'll find that you can lift the hips just a little bit higher. Now don't worry if your heels don't touch the ground. That's not our main mission here. But you can walk your dog a little bit. And that's just bending the knees, getting into the toes. Don't forget the tootsies, man. We don't pay much attention to the toes. And the fascia, the soles of the feet. This is really a great little stretch for that too. Good. So we're going to anchor down that left heel. Take a nice deep inhale, right foot to the sky. Three-legged dog. Rotate through that right heel. Right ankle. And then we're going to open up the hips, stack the hips up a little bit, dropping that left heel down just a touch more. Stretch through that right leg. Take a nice deep breath. And then as you exhale, even out the hips. And let's go ahead and bring that right foot forward. We're going to press the right foot, or place it right in between your hands. And remember, if you're going to feel a little wobbly here, we want to make sure we're on railroad tracks, not a balance beam. Yeah. If you have blocks and you want to come into your low lunge here and find a little extra space between your chest and your thigh, super good. Especially if you're ample in the front. This is helpful. So dropping your heel back. If you need to, you're always welcome to drop your knee down. But we're going to drop that heel back if your knee is up, and just gaze forward. Find a little openness in the chest here. You might feel a nice stretch through the quad. Making sure that your front knee is in line with your ankle or a little bit behind it. Now there are theories that it's okay to drop your knee forward. Obviously in life there are situations where we have to, but just for today we're going to be careful and watch our knee.
So from here, left hand either on your block or on the floor, we're going to take a revolve twist. So right hand to the sky, breathe it up. Big breath in, exhale. One more big breath in. And release that right hand down to the ground or your block. We're going to go ahead and make our way into standing. Take a nice deep inhale up or into our high lunge. So we find our high lunge. And again, you can be down on your knee here if that suits you more. Relaxing the shoulders back. We're tucking in the tummy just a little bit, pressing into the sole of the front foot, pressing out through that back heel. Take an inhale, lift yourself up. Bring that heel up, straighten out that front leg. And then we're going to exhale, bring it down. If you're on your knees, you can come back like this. So let's do that again. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, back into your lunge. One more time. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, low lunge. Release the hands down. We're going to take that right foot back, drop to the knees. Give that foot a little break, toes together, and come into your child's pose. Taking a couple of nice deep breaths here. All right, when you're ready, start to reach those hands forward. We're going to come into that downward facing dog once again. Turn those toes under. Up we go. Finding that down dog, and notice that you might feel a little different than you felt before when we were here just a few moments ago. Take a time to walk the dog for just a few moments and hug in that belly, lifting the hips to the sky. This time we're going to anchor down that right heel. Nice deep breath in, open up through the left leg, find your three-legged dog. And then we're just going to roll the hips, stack the hips for just a moment. Then you might find you can drop that right heel down just a little bit more. And on an exhale, bring the hips even again. And we're going to bring left foot forward. Place it down. Again, we find our high or low lunge here. And maybe you'd like to use your blocks. Or come down to the floor. If you have long arms, coming down to the floor is quite easy. My arms are pretty short, so I like to have a little bit of distance between my chest and my thighs. Otherwise, I'll be resting right on top of my thighs. So right hand onto the ground or onto your block. We're going to take an inhale, find that revolve twist. Nice deep breath in. Then release. Big breath in. And release that hand down. So let's go ahead and find our high lunge, drawing the hands up. Keeping that back knee down if you need to. And on an inhale, let's lift up, straightening out that front leg, lifting through that back heel. And exhale. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, bring it down. Last time, bring it up. And exhale, float it down. This time we're going to bring that right foot forward. And we're going to find our chair. So tailbone is relaxed. We don't want the tailbone sticking out. Relax the tailbone a little bit, hugging in through that core. You got it. Take an inhale. Draw yourself to standing. And exhale, bring yourself down. Rooting to rise. Inhale, press into the soles of the feet. And exhale, bring it back down. One more time, inhale, float it up. And exhale, stay in standing. Find your mountain pose. Yeah, so nice and tall. Close your eyes for a moment if that feels good. And just take a moment to rest. Your legs might be feeling it. I know mine are. Just resting for just a few moments here. And when you're ready, we're going to take a deep breath, fingertips to the sky. Bring those palms together and float it down the midline, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. One more, inhale, flat back. And exhale, release. Hands to the ground, bending those knees. Let's walk our feet out. We're going to come into a plank position. So if you need to, you can bring your knees down. We are going to find a little bit of movement in this plank position. So relaxing the shoulders down the back, really hugging into the core. When you're ready, we're going to tap left hand to right knee. Nice and slow movement. The faster you go, the more likely you're going to topple over. So just opposite hand, opposite knee, hugging in through that belly. I know you've got it. Keep it going, just a few more. Let that neck be an extension of your spine. Didn't know I was going to sneak quite so much core in here today. All right, one more tap each side. If you need to take a break, you can go ahead and relax. Good. Knees down. Roll it all the way down to your belly. There we go. We're going to come into baby cobra. So palms rest at your chest. Hug those elbows towards your waist. Shoulders relax down. Let your belly be soft here. So the key of your baby cobra is hugging in through the glutes, strong glutes. So pressing pubic bone down, activate those glutes, take an inhale and pull the body up, hugging shoulder blades to spine. And then exhale, release. Again, inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. This time, inhale. Come up a little higher if it feels good in your body. And we're going to hold for a count of 5. Hugging in through the glutes, hugging those shoulders into the spine. So we did work the core. Now we're working the posterior line of the body, the back body. So you can be nice and balanced. When you're ready, on an exhale, float it down. Good. Palms to the ground, push yourself up. We're going to take a child's pose. Toes together, knees out, relax it all the way back. If your hands are feeling a little tired here, you're welcome to find a little movement in the wrists. Again, taking care of yourself. So from here, we're going to walk our hands over to the left. Finding another little stretch on the side body here, breathing into it. And then make your way over to the right.
and back into center. Let's roll ourselves up. Come back into our tabletop position. Turn those toes under, and we're going to find downward facing dog. Stretch those heels down. Hug the belly in. Anchor down that left foot. Inhale, right foot high. Exhale, right foot forward. So from here, we're going to move into Warrior 3 as a balancing shape. You can use your blocks if you'd like. It's up to you. So we're going to kind of find this little rock here just to kind of propel us gently, and then come into a full standing right leg. Left leg is going to reach out behind us. Now, if this is too much, you can always just keep that left toe on the ground. So reaching the left leg behind, making sure that your hips are even. We're not stacking them. And then we try to find a nice line from the crown of the head to the heel of the foot in the left. Right foot is strong and balanced. Lots of options here. Hands can be on the ground or on your blocks. You can bring them to Anjali Mudra. You can reach towards your back toes, so we're in this fly position. Or you can fly forward, fingertips reaching to the front of the room. Find a space that feels good to you. For 3, 2, and 1. Bring that left leg down, find a little forward fold here. Go ahead and rock the hips gently from side to side. You can swing that right leg a little bit if you need to. And then anchor those feet down, bend through the knees a little. Let's inhale, roll it up. Big stretch through the front body, palms together, exhale, float it down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. And this time, we're just going to draw our right foot back behind us so we come into a low lunge here. And again, you can grab your blocks. Find that nice little stretch through the heel and the back. And then when you're ready, maybe you find that little rock and draw yourself onto that left leg nice and straight, keeping a little bend if you need to. This side is much tighter for me, so it feels a little bit more difficult, but I'm going to adjust, keeping my hips even, long through the spine. Again, your neck is an extension of that spine. And then you can find anywhere for your hands that feels comfortable, offers you a little bit of a balancing challenge. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release that right leg down. Shake it out just a little bit. You got this. Swing that left leg forward and back if you need to. Releasing just a little bit more. Yeah. And then come to rest the soles of the feet on the ground. Bending the knees just a little bit. Let that weight land in your heels and roll it up. Big breath in. And exhale, hands down to your thighs. Let's breathe it in again. Inhale, up. Finding a stretch through the front body, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, hands to the thighs. Last time, big breath in. And roll it down. Good. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Right leg back and left leg back. And finding your plank one last time. We're not going to do the taps this time, though. We're just going to rest here. You're like, rest? Yeah, right. Strong through that core. Zip it up. For 5, 4, 3,
2, and 1. Drop your right knee down. We're going to turn the inner arch of the left foot so it's facing the ground. Sole of the foot's going to come flat. And we're going to take a nice deep inhale and open up through the left side. Find a little side angle here, or side plank. So if you want, you can stay here. You can come into a full side plank. It's up to you. You can even add a little extra oomph here by lifting up that left leg, or you can stay with that kickstand, whatever feels most supportive. For 3, 2, and 1. Exhale. We're going to bring left hand down, roll back into our plank. And you can drop that left knee down if you'd like. Rotate that right heel to the ground. Take a nice deep inhale. Open up through the right side. And you can bring that left foot out long if you prefer. For 3, 2, 1. Hand comes back down. Both knees to the ground. One final child's pose. Bring those toes together. Open up the knees. Let those hips fall back. If your shoulders are talking to you, bring your fingertips towards your toes. Let your arms drape around the knees. Maybe a gentle rock to the forehead. And then when you're ready, palms to the mat. Bring yourself into a seated position. Go ahead and drop your hips down to one side. And then we're going to do a deer pose here. So it doesn't really matter what side you're on. We're going to do both sides. But you want your shin to be parallel to in front of your groin, your one leg, and then your other leg is going to be bent to the back of the room. And we're just going to take a little twist here, bringing both hands to the outside of my left thigh or my left leg is the one that's in front. So I'm going to rotate to my left side, and I'm going to drop down to my forearms and just find a little twist here. And you can come down farther than your forearms if that feels good, or if this is super tight, just stay up on the palms of the hands. So many different variations. Figure out which one feels best in your body, and we're just going to stay here and breathe for about 30 seconds. Palms to the mat, lift yourself up, and go ahead and switch those legs. And just go ahead and move right on into your twist. So just noticing first, and then coming down if that's going to feel good. Releasing any tension through the legs, through your shoulders. Allowing the muscles to slowly start to release. Bring those palms to the mat. And we're going to go ahead and come on to our backs. If you'd like, you can pad underneath your knees or under your head with a blanket. Actually, let's go ahead and bring our knees into the chest first and find a nice gentle rock from side to side. And then, happy baby. So finding your happy baby, soles of the feet to the ceiling. You can find another gentle rock from side to side. And don't be afraid in your happy baby to kind of play a little bit, stretching out the legs. And then when you're ready, we're going to let those legs go all the way down to the ground. And you can rest your hands at your side or above your head, whatever feels really nurturing to you and safe. And let a little smile start to form in your heart. And for the next few moments, really give yourself the opportunity to release and relax before we get on with our lives. Offering up this gift of breath to our body, a gift of stillness to our mind. You are welcome to stay here as long as you need. If you have to get on with your day, let your breath begin to deepen. Start to move the fingers and the toes. Maybe indulge in a big stretch. And make your way into a seated position. Let your hands find your heart space in gratitude and in honor of yourself and the time that you took to come to your mat.